Are you worried you cannot take essential items with you while traveling? Let us talk about car roof racks. What should you know before installing a roof rack? The process of installing a roof rack should be decided by a lot of factors. Chief among them is the structure of the roof. The purchase of any roof rack should be influenced by the vehicle's roof structure. You should know your vehicle's peculiarities before making any purchase. Afterward, make sure your preferred option can fit into your rooftop structure. In this regard, let us examine the various kinds of car roof structures. This is important considering that roof racks are mounted on the car roof. 1. Naked roof structure. As the name suggests, this sort of roof structure has no factory additions on it. It is just plain. Considering this, any attempt to use the roof rack on them require mounts that are wired for this purpose. Some users make drills on this structure. This is to create a formidable base that will house your roof rack. On the other hand, some mounts take advantage of the top edges that house the side doors. This part creates a good option for the steel or aluminum mounts to be properly secured. We like to think this is the most difficult structure to work on. However, this structure does not rule out the possibility of having roof racks. All that is required is the appropriate mounts. 2. Raised side rail structure. This structure has two factory-installed rails. These side rails are mounted in a parallel position to the side doors. More peculiar about this structure is that the rails are raised. This is such that you can place your hands between the rail and the roof. Compared to the naked structure, this is a more convenient structure for roof rack installation. This is considering how the mounts are usually fastened to the raised side rails at strategic points. The rails provide a great base for housing your roof rack. This saves the stress of drilling that might be associated with the naked structure. Many people take advantage of this structure even without roof racks. This is done by tying down luggage with straps to the raised bars. However, this comes with a major disadvantage. This process allows direct contact with the vehicle's roof. As a result, there could be scratches, dents, and harsh effects of the luggage on the topcoat of the vehicle. Bearing this in mind, it becomes appropriate for conveyors of luggage and cargoes to get a roof rack. This will enable them to make the most of their car's rooftop without causing havoc. 3. Flush side rail structure. This structure has a lot in common with the raised rail. For instance, it is fixed in a parallel position to the side doors. However, there is no space between the roof and the rail. The entire frame of the bars is fastened to the roof, leaving no space in between. This is also a great option for mounting your roof rack. This is considering that there is a factory-installed base. The flush rails nullify the need to drill into the vehicle's roof, as might be required with the naked roof. For this reason, this roof structure is becoming more of a norm. 4. Fixed point structure. Although subjective, we like to think this is the best structure for a roof rack. This is given the aesthetic appeal, as well as the functionality it offers. 5. Factory track structure. This kind of structure allows you to mount your roof rack frame on tracks. These tracks are installed at the factory. They are usually firm enough to secure special kinds of mounts designed for this purpose. 6. Factory crossbar structure. This option is great for conveying luggage and items even without the rack. However, it cannot protect the car and goods as much as your roof rack would do. Bearing this in mind, purchasing a roof rack even with this option is of great benefit. This way, your baggage, adventure equipment, and other cargo can be properly secured. Furthermore, the chances of doing damage to your vehicle are at the barest minimum. 7. Gutter rail structure. This option is fast fading away. This is considering how it can only be found on aged vehicles. Contemporary manufacturers of cars are not given to producing this kind of roof structure. One of the major differences with other rail structures is the position. The gutter rails are located just above the side doors. How do you install a roof rack on a car? 1. Tools needed. Considering the variety of products and brands, they all do not require the same tools for installation. While some require that you use a variety of screwdrivers, others require that you tighten the plastic knobs. For options such as the naked structure, you might require more. This is because there is no base to house the rack system. This implies that the base should be drilled, if not secured by the parts close to the side doors. For the naked structure, you will need items such as the roof adapter. This is to ensure that the weight is distributed properly. Furthermore, crossbars, fit kit, and foot pack, among others, are necessary. 2. Secure the mount to the roof. For instance, on the flush rail, you should uncover the plastics on the 4 spots. Afterward, fix the mounts to the spots. You are to fasten it with the appropriate screwdriver or factory-installed plastic knobs. For the raised rail, track, gutter rail, among others, identify the right spots for securing the mounts. You should check up the product manual for this as well. After the mounts are well secured, you are well gone in the process. This is considering the importance of the mounts, as every other thing is reliant on its quality and fixation. 3. Put your roof rack frame together. After fixing the mounts on the car roof, you should start putting the rack system together. In line with the user's manual, make sure you use the right tools in fixing the items together. First, the crossbars should be secured to the towers. Afterward, the accessories should be attached to the crossbars. For the most part, roof racks are installed in crossbar styles. Next, unplug the plastic caps at the 2 ends of the crossbar. This will enable the crossbar's square head bolts to move uninterrupted back and forth. This is important, especially for subsequent readjustments. Afterward, place the tower under the head bolts. You should allow the head bolt to pass through the designed holes on the tower. With their precise size, these holes are made to allow the head bolt to go through them. This way, you can use the plastic-headed screws to fasten the towers clockwise to the crossbar. At this point, you should not make the screw very tight. This is so you can subsequently adjust the crossbar. You should only firmly secure the crossbar to the tower when you are certain the measurement is correct. The next step is to attach the anti-scratch pad under the tower's feet. This is so that the vehicle is free from scratches, grazes from the rack, among others. This way, the car's topcoat is protected from damages. Before you put back the bar end caps, you should insert the rubber into the crossbar. This bar is designed to protect the crossbar from water. You should thereafter insert the bar end caps. If your rack has this provision, unlock the locks with the keys. Afterward, you should insert it into the bar end caps, then you should lock it. This way you will have a firmly placed crossbar mounted on a tower. 4. Up to the roof. After attaching the parts, it is time to secure the assembled parts to the fixed mounts. There and then, you will need the appropriate measurement more than ever before. Bearing this in mind, you should work with your ruler and measuring tape. This is to ensure that the rack system is at the designated areas according to the specification of the product. More importantly, make sure the towers are mounted in a position that allows them to stay firmly on the car roof. For appropriate measurement, you can check out the distance between the car door and the tower. Ensure that the peculiarities of one side are applied to the other. For instance, if the distance between the door and the tower is 4 inches on one side, the same should be found on the other end. This explains the need for appropriate measurement and attention to detail. At this point, you should tighten the head bolt holding the crossbar to the tower. After this is done, fasten the bolt to the utmost. 5. You can make the most of brackets. Asides from the mount, tower, crossbar, and accessories, the use of brackets can be engaged. These are metallic tools that relieve the pressure on the mount. This is considering how it secures the entire rack system. It does this by resting on the upper interior parts that house the side doors. As with the tower's feet, you should use an anti-scratch pad under it. This is also to prevent it from scraping the car's topcoat. As with any other installation process, there are precautions to be observed. This is to make the most of the purchased item, as well as not incur any damages. Let us go over some of the precautions to be observed before, during, and after installing your roof rack. 1. Do away with roof accessories. Some rooftops look busy. This is because of the number of accessories on it. From antennas to aesthetic designs on the car rooftop, do away with any accessory on the roof. You can put back these things after the installation. However, be certain they do not get in the way of your roof rack when you need to carry luggage. 2. Protect your hands. To avoid the chances of injuring yourself, you should use a safety glove during installation. Furthermore, be careful around the ends of the crossbar. 3. Keep screws, bolts, out of the reach of children. 4. Cleanliness is of the essence. Before attaching the mounts to the car roof, you should clean the rooftop. You could use a mild detergent to clean the area that would be worked on. However, you are advised to do this much earlier. This is to avoid a slippery surface. At least, make it a point of duty to work on a clean surface. 5. Watch out for the height of the rack. Many users do not consider this until they have to readdress the situation. Make sure the height of the rack would not constitute a hindrance. All these should be factored in while choosing, assembling, and mounting a roof rack for your car. This will save you the stress of making readjustments that you could have sorted out much earlier. 6. Do not take undue advantage of the rack. Do not put excessive luggage or cargo on the rack. This is also about the welfare of your vehicle. At some extreme points, the pressure on the car tires could turn out disastrous. Especially when approaching tilts and bends, excessive weight on the tires is not ideal. At the very least, such a car will be susceptible to wears and tears. In extreme cases, there could be accidents. You should check out for the car's weight limit before putting luggage on it. This varies according to various brands. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site www.zimcarcarriers.com for more awesome car carrier content like this.